Hello everyone, welcome to ixamBee. In today's video, we are going to talk about the preparation strategy for phase 2 for the general stream. The phase 1 of the exam is already over. It was held on February 20th, and now we have to look at phase 2, which is going to be held on 20th of March 2022. As you are already aware, phase 1 is only qualifying in nature, and more important for your selection is phase 2, whose marks will be added along with the interview. Together this will lead to your final selection, right? So we have to prepare for phase 2 now, and we have 25 days left for this from today itself. So let's have a look at the exam pattern for phase 2. Phase 2 will also consist of two papers like phase 1. However, here the paper 1 is different. The paper 1 is your English descriptive test, which is going to test your drafting skills. Here you will get 3 questions, one related to essay, the other to reading comprehension, and the third one will be a Prachi writing. So 3 questions will be here, 1 hour time you will be given, and this will typing test using a keyboard. So you also have to need to practice typing on a keyboard for this particular paper, in addition to preparing for your content. This particular paper will have a 1/3 weight. The second paper is actually the same as what it was in paper in phase 1. Your paper 2 is common, is the same multiple choice questions of 100 marks. That means 50 questions of 2 marks each, the same way as it was in your phase 1. 40 minutes you will get. The topics are also same: commerce and accountancy, management, finance, costing, companies act, and economics. Now, and this will have a 2/3 weightage. Now what I mean by this is, say for example you get 100 marks in paper 1, then this will be scaled down to 1/3, and it will be taken as, say, approximately 33. Say on the other hand you get 100 marks in paper 2, then 2/3 of that will be taken, around 67, and a total of 100 will be arrived. So that will be your marks, and this is how your total marks will be taken. This will then be scaled down to 85, and then there will be another marks added from your interview to arrive at the final marks, right? So 85 will come from your phase 2 marks. Now another thing that is mentioned is the cutoff. What we mean by cutoff here is the minimum cutoff that you should get. However, for interview selection you will have to come in the merit list. So this is what your pattern for phase 2 will be. So you have to aim for maximizing your marks in phase 2. So focus here is to maximize marks, attempt as many as possible with 100% accuracy. So now you have to study with much deeper concentration, and therefore my suggestion is start today itself. So what you have to study for paper 2, as what you have studied in phase 1, the same thing you have to revise and go deeper into the concept. So the syllabus is same, that is the good part. So the 25 days are very good enough time for you to revise all your topics and practice for descriptive English. Let's have a look at the distribution of questions in phase 1 once again, so as to know how the questions are asked. There is no sectional cutoff. The questions can vary in any kind of permutation and combination of these 6 subjects. In phase 1 there were 9 questions from accountancy, 8 from management, 10 from finance, 9 from costing, 8 from companies act, and 6 from economics. There were only 1 numerical from the economics topic that came in phase 1. So overall level of phase 1 was easy to moderate. It was checking all your conceptual knowledge. So if you have still not seen the paper, what type of questions had come, you can go and download the PDF from iXamBee's website. You'll also find the link in the description box to check what type of questions had come and the level of questions. Very happy to share that around 44 questions out of 50 were covered from the iXamBee course. Now the number of attempts that students have actually made. So this was a poll that we have conducted to ask students how many questions they have attempted. And if you will notice from this, around 59% of the students who participated in this poll have attempted more than 36 questions out of 50. So this is 36 out of 50 questions. So more than 70% attempt ratio has been there from the people who participated in this poll. So what is the cutoff and the result date? This is something that you are interested in. To repeat, because there is no merit based cutoff in phase 1. Okay, only in phase 1 there is no merit based cutoff. You need to qualify the minimum marks. What those minimum marks are: 30 marks in paper 1, 40 marks in paper 2, and overall you need 40%, which means 80 marks in total out of 200 is what you need to qualify phase 1. So you can have a look at the memory based paper, and based on that you can estimate whether you are qualifying or not qualifying. If you are on a borderline, then assume that you will qualify and start your preparation today itself. If we are talking about the result date, if you are still waiting and if you want to wait, you will be wasting around 7 to 8 days of your time. The result usually takes, okay, this is usually they take 7 to 8 days. That means somewhere around Monday or Tuesday, coming Monday or Tuesday, that is 28th Feb or to 2nd of March, somewhere between this the result should be declared, right? So I hope I have tried to answer all your queries related to phase 2 and phase 1 that has already happened, and now you can put your mind at rest related to these queries and start concentrating on preparation for phase 2. So what to expect for phase 2 in paper 2? First, I will say that a similar distribution, a very good distribution of questions from all the 6 subjects was seen in phase 1, and a similar kind of distribution is what you can expect in phase 2. 1 or 2 questions can vary from from subject to subject. However, a well covered syllabus is what we expect in phase 2 also. In phase 1, there were no numericals from accounts or the costing section. You can expect some numericals from easy to moderate level, not too deep, easy to moderate level type of numericals from these segments in phase 2. The focus of phase 2 will continue to be checking the conceptual understanding. So rather than doing shortcuts of only attempting MCQs, try to understand concepts through MCQs or through general understanding of the topic. There must have been certain topics that you left for phase 1. So now you should focus on covering those topics and going deeper into concepts of the topics that you already have covered for phase 1. The level is most likely to be moderate. Some may find it difficult if you do not still concentrate on the conceptual understanding. So let's look at the topics that can be there. In accounts, the topics that were covered in phase 1 included financial statement items that are mentioned in schedule 3. So there was no analysis, but straight away financial terms that were asked that are used in the balance sheet. And there were questions related to rights issue, buyback, accounting standard related to revenue. The important topics that you should continue to focus on in phase 2 will be financial statements and also financial statement analysis this time. There is no analysis related topics that were covered in phase 1. Then accounting terms and rules continue to be important. Cash flow statements and fund flow statements related questions. ESOPs, I think, will be an important topic. not very deep, but conceptual terms. What is a grant date? What is vesting period? These type of good. Who is allowed? What are the rules in the companies that related to ESOPs? So ESOPs, I think, will be an important topic. Depreciation and PPE related accounting standards, and some numericals on ratios. Coming to management, what was covered was the roles of managers, functions of management, and leadership styles. In phase 2, leadership and motivation also will continue to be the most important topic, followed by communication, management functions, and certain HRD aspects like say career related, career development related, and job related terms. So these will be some important aspects you should focus on. Moving on to finance, financial awareness questions, NBFC related questions, mutual fund and derivatives related questions had come in phase 1. In phase 2, financial awareness including your budget. Actually in phase 1, budget was included in GA. We don't have GA in phase 2. Therefore, there is likelihood of budget related concepts or questions coming in finance in paper 2 also. Then regulators related questions, which regulator regulates which type of entities or sectors or um, uh, markets. This kind of questions will continue to remain important. Financial instruments, whether they are related to capital markets, whether or related to money markets or forex markets or bond markets, various terms that are used you should be aware of and continue to focus on. And some basic tax related. Now this is not in syllabus. You may ask me why I have included this. See, the exam will be in March, which is an important month from the financial year point of view. Tax collections, last date for tax and submissions is there in this month. And in the past we have seen some questions come in PFRD exam also and in SEBI exam also related to tax. So certain simple basic tax related questions I think one should prepare for phase 2. In costing, the concepts actually covered in phase 1, I would say they were not really covering too much on costing. A lot of focus was there on the lean systems. In phase 2, we can expect proper costing being asked, including costing related terms, marginal costing, standard costing, and some numericals on standard costing, break-even analysis, and PV concept. In Companies Act, actually I've mentioned prospectors, dividend directors, auditors, NCLT. However, if you see, there was a very good coverage, at least one question from each of the chapters that has been mentioned in the syllabus. Similar kind of a pattern can be expected in phase 2, with focus continue to remain on auditor, prospectors, dividend and directors. In economics, the topics that were covered included national income, monetary policy, LM curve, oligopoly, and a numerical on demand and supply equilibrium. I think this is unlikely for a numerical on economics to be repeated in phase 2. And even if it is going to be there, it could be as simple as what it was in phase 1. The topics that you should study should include inflation, monetary policy, forex related, forex reserves or forex market related terms, supply and demand of money topic, fiscal policy, and the classical and Keynesian approach that is mentioned in the syllabus. So these are some topics that you should focus on. This does not mean that you leave the other topics. As I said, phase 2 is now very important because the marks of these are added to your final selection. So aim should be to maximize your marks. So the strategy is to revise everything to the best of your ability, but keep focusing on these particular topics that I have mentioned here. We are starting our revision classes for phase 2 from today itself. Over 26 classes that we have planned till 17th of March. We will revise each of the topics including your descriptive English. So we'll also do 3 classes on descriptive English in these days and all the other subjects related to paper 2 for the holistic preparation. And in the ixamBee course you will also find 5 additional 10 plus 5 mock test for paper 2 and 5 mock test for paper 1, which are checked by our English expert faculty for every student, and a feedback is given related to your answers. So all this will be available for your phase 2 preparation at iXamBee. We are running a flat 50% off offer. If you want guidance from iXamBee, you can avail this benefit. So our focus will continue to be to take revision classes, clear your doubts, strengthen your concepts for your phase 2 SEBI exam on March 20th. Thank you everybody for joining in. All the best, wishing you all the best for your phase 2 exams. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for any other updates from our channel. Thank you everybody.